All right, hi everybody. So I think this is going to be the last draft that we do for Dominaria. I literally had a couple of packs left, and I figured, I don't want them to go to waste. So, yeah, clear pick and Wallace's clutches, prioritizing blue. Let's see what else we get. So now a Cloud Reader Sphinx, great follow-up. So far, so good. Two excellent blue cards. I'm hoping that either Weight of Memory or the land wheels. Wow, third pick, Forebear's Blade. What is going on? I mean, blue is really not a good color for this card, but it's colorless. It's just value. There's nothing else super strong enough here for me to, I mean, there's also an argument to keep cutting blue to send a message that, blue's not open. That's one reason to take a deep freeze. This is definitely a tough pick, but I still think that Forebear's Blade is powerful enough to where you want it in your deck. I mean, +3 plus, like, let's imagine we go blue, blue white. There's a lot of, first strike creatures in blue white. Sorry, in white specifically, and that could go well with them. So now we get an Atlas, and this is something. This is a message that potentially Wizards might be open. It's early enough. It's either an Atlas or a Gideon's Reproach. Gideon's Reproach would probably be a better pick with Forebear's Blade, but Atlas is Atlas, so don't like passing that card. All right, so now we get a Valduk. We do have a Forebear's Blade. Blue-red is not really... Blue-red is not the archetype for Valduk, but there's nothing else that I'm interested in from that pack. And this is a great sign. This is a super late Goblin Barrage. And it synergizes well with both Valduk and Forebear's Blade. It makes us want to prioritize a little bit more equipment. Like if I get a Jousting Lance, wow, Champion of the Flame, huh? You know what? We might end up doing some weird, like, equipment thing. So, yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can make something happen. I mean, it's not, obviously, this, you want to pair equipment with white. But worst case scenario, let's say we don't run Bolus's clutches, we can maybe splash some things. So Keldon Raider now. Yeah, it's good with a Forebear's Blade. I mean, the trample is a very powerful effect. So now Lightning or Voltaic's Servant. I think with Atlas, Radiant Lightning is better. We're not seeing any wizards really. It could have been the way the packs broke up, but I think the best I saw was like a Tolarian Scholar. If you have Tolarian Scholar, a few picks back, that's about it. And this is a card that can easily wheel. Let's see what we can get from the first packs. 25. Oh, nice. We get a Journey Mage. Yeah, definitely prioritizing that over Dub or Frenzied Rage. These are cards you could get much later. And, the deck that we're building, at its core, it wants to be like a Wizards deck. Sure, maybe I play a Relic Runner, even though it's not something I want. So here, Explorer versus Seismic Shift. I think Seismic Shift is actually more reasonable with Atlas. And if we can get really aggressive with things like Champion, Valduk, Frenzied Rage, maybe some other enchantment or equipment type of effect. So I'm prioritizing short swords for sure, jousting lances, a second in Bolus's clutches, or a siege gang commander. What an open! Wow. So I think under vast majority of cases, it would just be a slam dunk in Bolus's clutches. But the problem right now is we don't know if we're going to be blue. We have, like, I guess, 3 great blue cards. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it just isn't in Bolus's clutches. This card's great for limited. We don't really have, well, we have Goblin Barrage also to synchronize with Siege Gang Commander because it gives goblins you can sack. But this just steals their best card. I gotta take a second in Bolus's clutches. Another Cloud Reader Sphinx. I'm down with that. Now this is legendary, so you can't have 2 out at the same time, so it can get a bit awkward, but it's still strong enough to where you can easily run 2 in your deck, and this is the best card for limited, full stop. The question is, how much worse does it get in multiples, and I don't think it gets too much worse. So Skittering Surveyor over a Squee. We don't really need to splash anything now. Squee could be kind of good with what we're trying to do. He can gum up the ground. It's fodder for Goblin Barrage. He's good with Forebear's Blade. You know, I think I'm just going to take a Squee. Because Squee and Forebear's Blade is kind of an engine on its own. And again, I don't feel like we're going to need to splash right now. So third Cloud Reader, I think I need a Jousting Lance instead. Cloud Reader Sphinxes are awesome. I have 2 already, and I'd rather just have a card that's going to make Valduk and Champion stronger. And it's something to play early. Juggernaut, second Journey Mage. I'd rather have a colorless card. Journey Mage is mediocre. Oh wow, all the Cloud Reader Sphinxes. Geez, that's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen 4. This means blue's wide open. Of course, somebody else playing red is going to be super happy with that Siege Gang Commander. But it is what it is. So what else am I looking for in this deck? So I need something to make Atlas better. So I would actually play the 1-drop 1/2 wizard in this deck. Super weak pack. So it's something like between a Warlord's Fury and a Cyclops. I think Cyclops strong enough where we just take that instead. I'll reluctantly, I mean, there's even an argument to just take a Befuddle. I really don't like this card. We have ground attackers. Like, Deep Freeze just lets them blank my Valduk, right? Is that what we're trying to do? I don't think that's what we're trying to do. Do I take Artificer's Assistant, maybe? Let's take an Artificer's Assistant. This maybe there's enough value for this. So this can bounce in Bolus's clutches and put it on another creature. If we get Time of Ice, it could be good. I don't mind picking up one of these. All right, good. We wield a Lava Runner, and I mean, I can already tell we're gonna need to make a lot of cuts. Sentimental value, Lich's Mastery. No, actually, I'm gonna take a Voltaic Servant in case I get a Draxus. Or a if I get a Draxus or like a Icy Manipulator. Take a Frenzied Rage. I don't think I'm running two of them. I may not even run the first one. I'd rather just have short swords, honestly. And more likely than not, we'll get at least 3 playables. Frenzied Rage is also a non-bow with Sentinel of the Pearl Trident in case we want to protect something like a Juggernaut or Atlas from removal. Maybe we even play an Opt in this deck. Okay, Journeyman is great. Would not mind picking up an Aban. It's a rare, but if nobody else has wizards, it can go late easily. Okay, Firefist add up now over Tatiova. I passed that Skittering Surveyor, but honestly, I really think our deck is just needs discard more. We're looking a bit clunky in our 5 spot, so we need to hope for something like this to make our deck more reasonable. This is not a wizard; it's a soldier, so it doesn't really belong in this deck. So I will take a Skittering Surveyor over a Rona now. It's fodder for Goblin Barrage. It makes sure I can hit my land drops. I'm always happy playing one in my deck. Probably don't need the assistant. I'd rather just have some more random wizards. So Weight of Memory or Divination would also be good, but I wouldn't mind like just one more 2-drop, maybe the 1/3 that gives you mana for sorceries and instants. I don't really have too many sorceries and instants, do I? What do I have? I have Goblin Barrage and that's it. Maybe a short sword or two then. That would be good. Then I won't have to play these stupid Frenzied Rage cards. Chronicler would also not be bad. I do have an Opt. I can throw in like a random Radiating Lightning. Okay, so, This is so awkward. Like, Atlas is great, but I don't really have too many instants and sorceries. I can make it work, I guess. We don't need Jaya in this deck. This is not the deck for her. I'd rather just have another Atlas. Fiery Intervention. Yeah. Keeps the way clear. Really, if we get like one Chronicler, we can round out this deck very nicely. No Chronicler. So what do we want? Sideboard Unwind over an Excavator, which really isn't going to do much. I mean, this mill effect is just weak. Champion's looking a bit out of place. We may have to cut him. I guess he's okay with Jousting Lands, but I don't think we're gonna play him. So a lot of black was open lane. It didn't feel like black was open. Somebody must have switched colors. Wow, this thing wheeled. Can we splash this? Maybe there's a world in which we splash it, but somehow I'm not seeing it. So random Talarian Scholar. Just seems pretty bad. Well, draft was a bit awkward, I do have to admit. I think without the Frenzied Rages, this guy becomes kind of awkward. Yeah, we have some like, I mean, deck is a little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. All right, another Keldon Raider, that could be an upgrade for something. Maybe it's an upgrade over Juggernaut, actually. Looting is pretty powerful in a deck like this. This is gonna be a tough build, to be honest. Like, the champion's really out of place. Like, honestly, Valduk is not the floor on Valduk is pretty high. Like 3-4-3-2 is not the end of the world. But the problem is with this little guy, because more often than not, he's just gonna come down as a 1-1, and without at least one more Frenzied Rage to support what we're trying to do, it's looking very awkward. The problem is, the only viable cut I have is a Skittering Surveyor. So let's say I cut a Skittering Surveyor, but in a Frenzied Rage. I want to opt for double Atlas. Squeeze also a bit awkward, to be honest. Like, maybe even like a second Frenzied Rage. Like, if I take Squee out, maybe a second Frenzied Rage makes sense. Like, if our plan is just to kill our opponent ASAP. I mean, this could be kind of fun. It's an all-in deck, but with double Inbolus's clutches. $13 creatures. Inbolus's clutches, I guess, counts as a creature, so it's more like 15. I mean, it feels weird that this is a Wizards deck and we're not running a Tolarian Scholar. I guess I'll take a minute to think this through, and then we'll make a final decision. So before we pull the trigger and submit, I think this is kind of what we're looking at here. So we either play like Skittering Surveyor, Ski, and a Tolarian Scholar, or maybe even a Juggernaut. Let's put this guy in here as well, just for consideration. Or Champion and 2 Frenzied Rages. So obviously, Tolarian Scholar makes more sense with things like Fire Fist Adept, Atlas, and Journey Mage. It increases the probability that you can play it. The 2 Frenzied Rages, they're there for Valduk and Champion. I think that it's too risky. I think something like this makes my deck much more consistent. A card like Squeak can work well because what we're trying to do is gum up the ground and get in with our 5 flyers, 2 Atlas and Cloud Reader Sphinx. Valduk by himself is decent. And we need to make 1 cut. I still just think I guess man, it feels so bad cutting a Skittering Surveyor. Like, Tolarian Scholar is so much better with Atlas. How many instant sorceries? Let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so bad. I guess we have an opt to draw something, right? Now I'm still gonna keep a Skittering Surveyor. Like the thing is, if I had a divination, I could afford to cut the Skittering Surveyor, but since I don't have one, then I need to make sure that I can draw lands. So I'm okay with this. Yeah, the only other option is to take out lands, Blade, and Valduk and try to squeeze in, I don't know, Tolarian, Scholar, and some other stuff. But no, the thing is, like Forebear's Blade is just good on its own. We have enough creatures. So, all right, let's run it like this. Save and go to game one. Okay, so this is a keep. Yeah, we're off to a bit of a slow start, but it's not the end of the world. We got some removal. We just need to hope our opponent's not playing like red-white aggro. That could be bad. All right, still very awkward. Kind of wishing for a Tolarian Scholar now, right? So it looks like opponent maybe missed a land drop. Yeah, he's got a discard. Deck, you're killing me. I mean, we're still, I guess we're ahead, but that's not saying much. All right. Sarah Disciple, opponent's doing something. So squeeze much worse now. Because even with the sword, it just becomes super awkward. What is going on with our deck? I guess technically I can even enchant their land if I really wanted to, but it doesn't seem very good. So somehow opponent missed like a million land drops, but now I'm kind of behind and taking damage. Oh God. All right, whatever. We can discard Squee and then recast them from the graveyard once we get some mountains. Like honestly, with 4 islands and 2 Inbolas clutches in my hand, I'm not terribly worried. Yeah, like I can even just steal an Haven Sentry. All right, thank you. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask for? So let's see what our options are. I think we just go Cloud Reader and make sure that we can get value. So both of these are good. Double red's awkward because I don't have a second mountain. And I kind of do want a second mountain to be able to play like Lava Runner into Fire Fist. All right, I think we got to put this on the bottom and then Put Jousting Lance on top. I guess that's okay. All right, let's pass and hope that there's no Eviscerator, something that can slow us down here. Okay. Still not the end of the world. I mean, next turn we play Fire Fist, kill Disciple, and we got a blocker for Surveyor. We'll probably take 3 in the air, but this is something. I gotta get used to hitting F6 because the reason why I do this mouse click is it's a stupid reason. Like for some reason, I couldn't get F6 to work on my previous PC. It's not that I had a problem with the button on the keyboard. It's for some reason Magic was not responding to it. Magic Online could be very strange sometimes. Ooh, there's something I can steal if I get another land. And then I can get some value and start getting some lifelink. I think that seems pretty good. Or I can just bounce Even Sentry and play Lava Runner. Seems reasonable. So let's go Journey Mage, bounce Sentry, Lava Runner, and do I want to be super greedy and attack with Fire Fist out of here? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pass. Because if opponent has removal, it's going to be pretty awkward. I won't be able to block Arvad. And I don't want to take 3. Okay, so we're going to dump Lance and Atlas. Even though Involves Clutches is legendary, it's still much better because after I steal Arvad, opponent will have to kill Arvad. I don't care. I'll find another land. I'm not in a rush. I guess now I can attack with Firefist Adept. Because even if he has removal for Cloud Reader or Journey Mage, I can still get a block off. Okay, so opponent replays Even Sentry, and I guess that's it. So I'm probably better off stealing Even Sentry at this point. Like, if opponent plays some legendary creature, then I can just use Goblin Barrage on Arvad. So I think what I'm going to do is he's got 4 cards left in hand. I guess, I mean, stealing Arvad makes Squee better, though. Because Squee's legendary, and he becomes like a recurring 4/3. Problem with that is I'll have to keep back I'll have to keep back Cloud Reader to block. All right, this is a bit slower, but I'm gonna take Arvat because of the synergy with Squee. I did get my second mountain. It's gonna let me gain life in case things get out of hand. I have an answer for Aven Sentry in the form of Goblin Barrage. Dog is not happy about something outside. And right now I still have an attack with my 3/3, so Fire Fist Adept can still get in. And if opponent plays something that we really need to deal with, then I just start hitting with Arvat, forcing a block, and then firing off my other Impulse Clutches. Okay, that's, again, not that big of a problem. I got answers, I got answers. So if I find another mountain, I can go both Squee and Goblin Barrage. If not, then I just need to use Goblin Barrage on Aven Sentry. All right, so let's just get that out of the way. Hopefully opponent doesn't have a way of saving it. Okay, good. And now I will attack with both of these because I want the life gain. So now it's a bit strange. Honestly, it's a bit strange that my opponent attacked with Aven Sentry, given that I have Arvat, because he can't double block Arvat. If he's got a combat trick, I don't really care if Arvat dies. I need to get it out of his hand. And okay, that's fine. So now my second Impulse Clutches is online. And I can get in for some damage. So the next turn I can play and equip 4 Bearish Blade and start getting in there. It's not terrible. Definitely not a target that I want to steal, but I'm still going to start getting value off 4 Bear's Blade right now. Okay, Atlas is also great. So I think what we do is play Atlas, just get in for 2, play Blade and pass. I might get crushed by... All right, so one reason to just kind of hang out is in case my opponent does an all-in attack next turn, implying that he has something like charge. So do I play around charge? I think I do. Because I have a second Impulse Clutches, I want to make sure I live. And I'd rather just start getting hits in with 4 Bear's Blade after I can equip it on Atlas. And that way, my opponent is on like a, essentially 2-turn clock. I'll find an instant or sorcery to pump Atlas by 1. And I want to make sure that I can set up good blocks playing around charge. So you can bring back Sarah Disciple now if he has a historic spell. Okay, good, but we're just going to steal an Icy Manipulator. No attacks. All right, now I'm really hoping for a land. Not quite a land, but I need to steal Icy Manipulator immediately. Okay, good. No attacks. It's pretty sad. That makes me pretty sad. No doubt, no doubt. I'm not sure how I get out of this now. I guess I need to find. I don't think I'm running a third Cloud Reader Sphinx. I think I passed that one. I'm not sure why opponent is offering up this trade, but I have to take it. Any opportunity I have to trade for the Char is it's something good. Skitterings are there. So what do I do? It feels really strange losing this game with me having two in bolus clutches, stealing my opponent's Icy Manipulator. But this is game one, an opponent is main decking Invoke the Divine, so good choice by opponent to do that, but it pretty much saved them this game, because if it wasn't for that, it would be a very different outcome. I'm not dead here, but he's going to start tapping, tapping things down with Icy. It's going to be very difficult to get out of this. Icy also makes my equipment much, much worse. And Icy makes the whole Valduk equipment plan much worse. So I'm not sure what the sideboard plan is. I think I'm probably just going to take out equipment in Valduk, put in a Talarian Scholar and something else. All right, so let's see what the blocks are. I mean, this is not a good attack, and it is a good attack. Like, he's going to lose. Like, I would trade for a Sergeant at Arms, and you would lose 2 1/1s, and I would take 4. So I think this is the more prudent attack by opponent. Yeah, because I can't double block Sergeant. I need to put the Journey Mage in front of him. I mean, I also have Squee, not to forget about Squee. All right, I guess this does something. So what do? Do I destroy Icy Manipulator and hope to find an answer in 3 turns? How do I block Particle Wanderer? I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to kill in this situation, like a Particle Wanderer and Icy Manipulator. I guess I gotta kill with the Trample. So sad. That's so sad. But I mean, this increases the probability that I can live a little longer. So Radiating Lightning is actually something that can help, but I need to draw it. Yeah, I need to draw it now because I'm dead to like a historic spell, or just I'm gonna get overrun. How's my opponent drawing so many cards? I don't understand. What am I missing? Did he have some weird? Okay, he had Tashar. Sure, Tashar is good. Tashar brought back one thing. It still feels like, and I guess he kicked Sergeant at Arms. Whatever. I mean, the opponent's just curving out. No joke. All right, so let's ping for 2. Let's get Squee. Yeah, I mean, right now my opponent could just tap something down, end of turn, tap something else down, attack with everything, and I'm done. And he could also protect Sarah Disciple against Radiating Lightning, so I cannot win. Unless my opponent makes a mistake. Okay. So Radiating Lightning could be excellent. Yeah, I had it in here all along. Juggernaut. Keldon Overseer is definitely not in consideration because of Sarah Disciple. Yeah, so like what I see manipulate. I guess I have to save in balls as much as this. And oh, I do have the 3rd Cloud Reader Sphinx. I do have. So I had one more out that game. I wasn't completely done. All right, so let's say we take out Forebear's Blade and Valak, right? Like, what do we put in? Just doesn't seem like we have. So I cut my. So this hurts my curve. Probably don't want a Sentinel. Honestly, I still think we can. Even going up against an Icy Manipulator, I still think we could win. 2 in Bolus's Clutches, come on. We just need to be more prudent with how we use it now that we know what's in our opponent's deck and we can play around it. So our game plan is we should not try to be aggressive, which is kind of funny given that I have, Valdic and equipment and whatnot. But like if we're feeling pressured, we should play defense is what I'm trying to say. Because if we can, go to the late game, make sure to steal our opponent's Icy Manipulator. With 3 Cloud Reader Sphinxes, I don't see us losing. So this is just a question of making sure that we play around what we know our opponent to have. Okay, and we have one of our important answers to early start from opponent. Sarah Disciple, Bodyguard. There's a lot of targets for Radiating Lightning, and it's excellent in our deck against our opponent. Squee or Surveyor? I guess I'll go Squee first. So opponent's off to a similar start as last game. Doesn't mean anything given how crazy his deck is. Discards the same exact card that he discarded last time. All right, let's just get in with Squee. Play Journey Mage. I'm not going to wait to get full value from him. Because I can start doing 5 a turn now. Cloud Reader? Nope. Not quite. All right, let's get him with both. Find whatever, 4th mountain. So now with Goblin Barrage and Radiating Lightning, we have seven damage in hand. All right. I was going to say that if we get one more hit in, so this is 6 damage on a board. That takes him exactly to 7, and then next turn he's dead to Goblin Barrage and Radiating Lightning, which we can not quite cast both in one turn, but we had inevitability with these things in hand, barring life gain. All right, so do we change anything in terms of sideboard, given that we're going to be on the play most likely? Or sorry, I mean we're going to be on the draw most likely. I think we're good. Yeah, it's a keep. That is definitely a keep. All right, let's go. Okay. Bit of a slow start, but it's not a problem again. 2 drops are not important in Dominaria, unlike in vast majority of other formats, I would say. No attacks. Next turn, we loot a mountain with Keldon Raider. If he attacks, I will block with Atlas because I have another one. All right. So still no attacks from me, but we are going to loot a mountain. So let's go Keldon Raider. So yes. Card. Okay. No attacks. I guess it's good. We found our second island for In Bolas' Clutches. So opponents using a Dark Bargain to draw cards we can steal with In Bolas' Clutches. That's good for us. Again, waiting for Icy Manipulator. That's what we want to steal. Okay. Do I want to trade a 4/3 for 3/2? I think I do, because if our opponent has a historic spell, he can, but potentially get a hit, and probably not, because we're going to play Cloud Reader Sphinx. It would have to be a specific type of historic spell that can get rid of Cloud Reader Sphinx, which not too many. We're ahead on the race, so I don't mind getting this hidden. Most likely, our opponent trades. Yep, that's fine. So now we go Cloud Reader, scrying away any excess lands that we're not going to need, improving our future draws. Okay, actually, we're going to keep both of these on top. So I'm going to go Academy Journey Mage is going to be the first card I draw because then I can potentially get a big hit in. So good cards on top there. This is pretty sweet with Icy Manipulator when it comes down, right? Because you can activate Icy Manipulator immediately. And it's pretty strong. So, all right, I don't think I need to steal Partick Wonder. I can do various things. I mean, I could just bounce him. I can't quite bounce and play Forebear's Blade. I can play Forebear's Blade, equip onto Sphinx, and then block. But then I could get quite hurt with Eviscerate. I think my best play is just to bounce Partick Wonder and get in for 3. Setting up for some, potentially bigger attack with Radiating Lightning. Next turn, because Radiating Lightning can pump Atlas and Journey Mage and do some damage. Of course, if he replaced Partick Wonder, then I'm probably just going to play Blade, Equip, Attack, or like Squee and Blade, something like that. But I'm hoping that he just dumps his hand and puts like Bodyguard or Kicked. Yeah, this is great. Exactly, this is what we want. So we want Sarah Disciple, maybe some other X1. All right, so this might work out. So I think he has an Adamant Will up, which he could use maybe to protect Sarah Disciple. So most likely he has Adamant Will up. So if he has Adamant Will, what's our best option? I think our best option is to play Forebear's Blade. Equip Cloud Reader and get in for 6. Because that way I guess like he can double block and use Adamant Will, but then his Pegasus, one of his creatures is still going to die, and most likely he's just going to take the hit here. I don't think he's going to double block plus Adamant Will or just Gideon's Reproach. Sure. So then let's re-equip onto Atlas so that Atlas can block Courser. All right, so probably Partick Wonder again. Tapping something down. Yeah, that's fine. But this is okay. Opponent's out of gas. At this point, we might use our first Embolis's Clutches to steal Partick Wonder. That's strange. I think he probably would have been better off. Oh no, that makes sense. That makes sense because he can give Trapper Flying. So, all right, I'm actually not too worried. I think this is gonna work out well. Given what we have in hand, like Embolis's Clutches, Radiating Lightning, we can do quite a bit of damage. So let's do the following. All right, Island, Embolis's Clutches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get that blocker out of the way. Get in for 8. And that puts a lot of pressure on our opponent. And effectively, with Radiating Lightning, our opponent's down to 4. And Atlas is a big threat right now. Okay, it's not a concern whatsoever. Opponent's not going to be able to race me here. He's got to keep everything back and hope to set up some blocks. What? Okay. He's got to have adamant will. Valduk. Okay, so yeah, I can't see how we go wrong. So let's just attack with everything. See what our opponent does. Okay. All right, so got game one. It was a bit of a grind, gnarly match, but let's go to game two. All right, game two. Seems reasonable. We can cast Squee and Atlas. So let's keep. Yeah, like I think one area where I'm not sure how correct I play is choosing to draw or play on turn one. And I think, and what I mean by that is, to be more specific, I think more often than not, I choose to play rather than to let my opponent play. And I think there are some scenarios where I would be better off putting myself on the draw rather than the play. But again, it's not clear. I'm not sure what, I've done it a couple of times in these drafts, but I think like more than 95% of the time, I'm just, I'm trying to be on offense. And I think in this deck specifically, because of Atlas, like if I can get the first hit in, that could be quite powerful. So let's go Atlas, get in for 2. I mean, I could always attack with Squee and trade with Lava Runner. I want to get in for 5 here. I do. I may not even take 3 from Knight of New Benalia because I'll take 3, but I may not take 6. If I can get a land next turn, I can just kill him with 5 instead. So not too concerned. So let's pass. Okay. I'm not going to block because I want to kill Even Sentry with Fire Fist Adept if I can get another land. Just a Goblin Barrage, huh? God. I feel like it's a waste to use Goblin Barrage on Even Sentry given that I have a Fire Fist Adept that can deal with it. But I don't want to continue taking hits from it, so again, our game plan is to just live until we can get our Involusis Clutches down and really manipulate the course of the game by stealing what our opponent's best thing is, making it our own. 2 lands away from it. Yeah, why not? I'm just going to attack with Squee. I'm not attacking with Lava Runner because I'm going to play around my opponent having the 3/3 flash. If he gets Squee, I don't really care. but Lava Runner makes my Fire Fist out of better. It'll let me kill an X3. Okay, well, yeah, like now I can just kill Sergeant at Arms and continue getting in there. Forebear's Blade. Really struggling to find that third land. Not a good thing, but not too terrible. All right, opponent plays Detonation. Unclear what our opponent's Black Splash is. Ah, okay. Yeah, we need to make that our own ASAP. We want to make that, we want to steal that thing. So land, just a Juggernaut. Super frustrating that it's turn 8 and I'm missing 4 land drops at this point. Land. God. Oh, so frustrating. All right, let's get in with let's just get in with Juggernaut. Well, the good news is now I can just kill Ariel with Fire Fist out of. I can't have it get out of hand. I think we're just better. We're better off killing it. We're better off killing Ariel. So let's deal 2 and pass and just try not to steam too much. So opponent makes next one, sorry, opponent makes 2/2 vigilance, and these things can attack now. Like, you know, I don't have a good way to block. You can just imagine me, you know, cursing to myself. This is absolutely ridiculous. We missed 6 land drops. It's turn 10. We cannot find land. How many lands are left? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 13 lands left in our deck. So that's more than half the deck. And we cannot hit. And I think now unless we get back-to-back lands, I think we're just going to lose. Because, I mean, opponent has Memorial to Folly, so whatever I kill with Fire Fist Adept, which has to be Shalai, he can just bring back. And you got a Sarah Angel too. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, even if we get back lands, like, we're just taking so much damage, it's, forget it. Equipment's looking super awkward. I gotta admit, equipment's looking like complete. I'd rather just have like another Academy Journey Mage over both of these and like play 18 lands, given how useless they are this round. And of course, he's gonna crack it. He's gonna crack Memorial and bring it right back. And now I have to steal it with in Bolas's Clutches. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Even if you kill one of my wizards, the trigger's already on the stack, and right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wizards, so you cannot save Shalai by killing one of my wizards. Wait, what? How's that possible? That was on the stack already. I thought, oh, that's all right. I'm just conceding. This is ridiculous. How does that work? So the trigger's on the stack, and it says when this enters the battlefield, it deals X damage, where X is the number of wizards you control. So the number of wizards you control is fixed when this thing comes into play. Like, had my opponent done that while this was being cast, it's one thing, but once it's already cast, I don't think that makes sense. That's not what should have happened there. All right, I'm not going to show in Bolas's clutches. Yeah. Yeah, this is why you play Skittering Surveyors in your deck, so that you don't get screwed like this. But I'm just going to concede in anger, literally, because that was really frustrating. I'm not even sure what happened. Like, I mean, good to know, I guess, right? Whatever. Let's run it back. I hate losing matches like that. It's just, you have all the components to win, literally all the components. All you needed is just a hit land, and it's a super frustrating element every time you run into it. But whatever. All right, I think I'm done with my rant. I think. All right, so if opponent attacks, I'm not blocking because I'm better off bouncing and getting in for a hit next turn. All right, no attacks. So I think I'm just going to play Kelvin Raider for no loot value. All right, this actually sets up a big hit, so opponent's going to take 7, go to 10 here. And then I can Goblin Barrage Ariel next turn. Okay. I mean, I could even kick it by sacking Jousting Lance. I think that would be better. So then opponent goes to 6. Yeah, I'd rather just force my opponent to chump and increase pressure as much as possible. Yeah. So let's choose target creature, Ariel. This guy. 2, 3, 4. Sack Lance. Okay. So that was quick. All right, this is actually pretty good. I'd like to find a lance here. Let's keep opponent mulligans. Keep 6 and puts a card in the bottom. Yeah, let's put that on top. That's a good card to keep. Okay. No jousting lance, unfortunately, but it feels like we're going to get some value off Keldon Raider by looting in a bit. Okay. Oh, okay, nice. So there's our lance, and there's our Valduk. I mean, honestly, we can even like just play Juggernaut and then equip lance. So strange that no attacks from my opponent. I think. Well, I guess if he's got nothing else going, then whatever, it makes sense. Okay, decisions. We got lots of options. This is actually pretty cool. So I think our best play is Juggernaut, given my opponent's board state, because yeah, I don't want to loot this island because I need it for my two in bolus's clutches. So I think we're just gonna go like this and pass. And next turn we can uh, lance up Valduk and start going to town. Nothing. So no place for my opponent. All right. So maybe lancing is not the best option. We didn't really see any bounce effect. Let's think what opponent could have. He could have Gideon's approach, which means that Valduk would die, but then he can double block Juggernaut. What are my options here? I guess I can always go Keldon Raider, loot a mountain. Like it just feel. I guess what I'm saying is it kind of feels bad to just play into Gideon's approach with Valduk. I think we can set up a better turn. So most likely Juggernaut is going to get killed by Gideon's approach right now. That's my guess. Yeah, okay. So that was good. Then I'm glad we played around it. So now I can loot my mountain, which I don't need. Okay, and pass. This worked out because next turn we can like play equip lands, start making 3/1 elementals and clearing the way for Valduk. It's going to be very difficult to block um, a 5 power first strike creature with what my opponent has on the board. He would have to triple block it. So I think now we do it. So let's go Lance, equip Valduk. Like, I guess we don't even need to attack with Valduk, right? We could just start getting value from. No, whatever. I'm gonna attack. I don't care. Given what I have in my hand, I want to keep the pressure up. I want to clear the board. I'm still gonna have, big attackers. He needs to deal with Keldon Raider. So this is the most logical block for him, I think. For the next turn, I can kill something with Fire Fist Adept, kill an X2 like an Honor Guard. So my opponent is not very happy. Hey man, sorry. You okay, so opponent doesn't seem too upset. I hope he's not too upset. But I feel his pain. I'm not like, you know, we've all been there. I was there just last game. I was ranting about how much everything sucks. So let's go. I mean, we don't even need to go Fire Fist right now, right? Let's just go Atlas and then set up for maybe a bigger effect. Still attacking. Oh yeah, and the elemental, of course. Get in there. All right, let's pass. Exile tokens. All right, so I can't quite kill Shalai. Actually, maybe I can kill Shalai because most likely Shalai is gonna block one of the elementals. So do I just attack with everything here? Let me think this through for a minute. All right, so the play is we just go Fire Fist at it, pre-attacks, get a blocker out of the way. Oh yeah, well no, that's not gonna work. That's not really gonna work. Because Benelish Marshall has hexproof. But now at least he can't. Yeah, he's got a chump Valduk and then okay, takes 3. Seems good. And then Shalai dies. Yeah, there's really no okay, well, yeah. Trample, because it's trample, that's right. It dealt 1 more damage. This 3/1 elemental has trample. Done. Okay. All right. So opponent shows what he has in his hand. He's got a Journey Mage and 2 Inbolus's Clutches. So understandably, he was very upset. But we're on to the finals. Again, let's look at our deck because I feel like something's just missing. Something's off about our deck. I think it's the equipment. We don't really have any alternative. Like the only other thing I would consider making room for is a Scholar, but we have so many 3-drops already, we don't need it. So let's just hope that our gnarly luck continues, and then we can edge out a trophy from this deck. Which, you know, the only thing that makes this terrible curve, you know, with 6 5-drops. The only thing that makes this reasonable is the double Inbolus's Clutches. I shouldn't say that. It's more like 5 5-drops, whatever. Ugh. All right, on to the finals, playing against them. Oh, 1 trophy. So, do we mulligan this? Seems like a super awkward keep. Let's say we draw a mountain. What are we doing? So we're playing Gitu Runner, and then it just seems bad keeping this hand. I'm gonna mulligan. This is much better. This is, yeah, super happy I mulliganed. Like if one of my lands was a mountain instead of 2 islands, I would probably keep it. But in that spot, it's not looking good. All right. Adjusting lands. Okay. All right. Opponent's trying to go super aggro. builds a 3/2 first striker. All right. We are going to play Surveyor. Find our second mountain for Keldon Raiders. And not doing much else. So we're definitely taking a beating, but we can find ways of dealing with this equipped lava runner. I mean, even if I have to fire off like Goblin Barrage on him to, prevent damage until I can get down Cloud Reader Sphinx to block him, it's not the end of the world. Okay, our decks are very similar, actually. So I need to hope opponent does not have removal right now. If he has, oh no, why did I do that? So I guess I didn't really want to do that, but whatever, I'll discard a mountain. Okay, worked out well. I need to dodge like Blink of an Eye or Fiery Intervention right now. Because, I mean, if my opponent has some board interaction, then I am chumping with Skittering Surveyor. Given that I'm at 13 life, this becomes, sack gain for life by blocking Rampaging Cyclops, and I think that's what we need to do. If opponent just attacks with both, then of course I'm tempted to double block Rampaging Cyclops. I might run into a combat trick like Run Amok, and I would kill both of these. But I don't really have a choice. Okay. So now I just chump Cyclops. Well, let's think about it. If I double block Cyclops, he becomes a 2/4 first strike. All right, I'm going for it. If I get blown out, I get blown out. But nope, wrong creature. Wrong creature. So this becomes like a 2/4 first strike. He can kill Surveyor, and then he's got to have something. But I need to get it out of his hand now. If one of these was a wizard that I wanted to keep alive for 5 Fist Adept, maybe I would just jump with Surveyor. But I'm willing to see what my opponent has. I'm gonna guess it's Run Amok. Okay, that's actually not too bad because my Keldon Raider, yeah, it's no longer blocking. I always forget about that. Always forget about that. That is unfortunate. And you have a Relic Runner, and this is now 4/2. Not even sure what the play is. I guess Fire Fist Adept, kill Relic Runner, go to 1, hope he has nothing, and then Hope for a miracle, maybe like a bounce spell or something. I don't think I have any better plays right now. Cloud Reader Sphinx isn't gonna do it. I need some ways to get cards off the board, and this is one way to do that. I don't think chumping gets me the win here in this spot. Man, that Warlord Fury Shivan Fire was pretty good. I gotta say, opponent got us. So if he has any play right now, then we're pretty much dead. Ah, okay, yeah, well, and you have a run amok. So good and bad news. Our opponent's deck is super aggro. It means that we always want to be on the play, I think. And again, I don't think we're making any changes. Let's run it back. That's unfortunate. We had a pretty good opening hand as well. It's just, I mean, our opponent had the goods. I mean, Rampaging Cyclopses could be very tricky. Funny how we're up against also like a blue-red equipment deck in the finals. All right, so okay. All right, there's a target for Radiating Lightning. Let's find a mountain. I really hope he plays Lance right now. Okay, just a divination. I'm going to attack, and I'm going to use Radiating Lightning. Before attacks to play around Run Amok. Make sure my opponent can't save Relic Runner with Run Amok. Okay. So now we're going to play Cloud Reader Sphinx. Start getting our scry on. So anything with equipment would be pretty cool right now, given that we have Valduk. I guess we'll keep both of these on top, right? So it's going to go. Do we need opt? I guess we do. Whatever, it's value. So opt and Journey Mage on top like that. Pass. And I mean, we got a plan. All right, cycling Warlord Fury. Okay, no problem. And looting an island. No attacks. So I have a couple of options. I mean, I can play like I can bounce Keldon Raider, potentially give my opponent more value for looting. I actually can play both Lava Runner and Journey Mage. Like this Scry right now from this ability is a little worse because we know it's on top of our deck. Bouncing this just feels bad. So, all right, I'm just going to get him with Cloud Reader Sphinx. And I can't play Keldon Raider and Lava Runner, so I'm just going to go another Cloud Reader Sphinx. All right, so this goes on top, and then this goes on bottom. Just going to take it, no blocks. I'm at 20 life, way ahead in the race. I got a tempo play with Journey Mage, so I don't care about taking 4 in this spot. So you might even be debating just using, firing off run amok right here. Yeah, why not? I mean, if he's not doing much else and his plan is to try to kill me ASAP, this makes sense. So let's get in with both. Okay. So I don't think he can kill me, even if he has two more run amoks. That's not going to be enough. So the best play here is probably Keldon Raider keeping up opt. Well, let's first play opt. Let's do that first. Let's see what we draw. All right, let's grab that to the bottom. Fire Fist Adept. Okay, now I do think I'm gonna bounce Keldon Raider. I don't have a. I thought I had a wizard in play. No, that's not gonna happen. So let's just go Keldon Raider for no value. Guess we can dump Lava Runner, but it's essentially a 1. I don't want to do that because it's a 2/2 haste creature right now, which is pretty good. So we're not going to bounce it. What I mean to say is we're not going to loot it, and then we're just going to pass. And the next turn, if we draw land, I mean, we can do we have lots of options. Okay, I'm actually not too concerned about that. This is not going to kill me, but it is going to kill our opponent because I can chump. Sure. So I take I'm going to take 9. No, I'm going to take 11. 12, what? Yeah, so it's 11 damage. Do I even need to chump here? I don't need to chump. Let's see. I mean, my opponent's just dead. Right? 6. And then one of these guys gets in. Whatever. Let's go for the intimidation tactic here. Right. Opponent's not wasting any time. So I think I'm going to sideboard 1 Keldon Raider for 1 Rampaging Cyclops. It's a good 4/4 blocker. I didn't see any targets for Unwind. And Lightning, Radiant Lightning just became better with Overseer. So I think we're okay like this. Let's see, am I going to be on the play or the draw? Chooses to play first. I think we can make this hand work. We're on the draw, so it's not as bad. All right, well, that could work out really well, actually, with Radiating Lightning. So let's play Squee. Really need to find a land. I think if I can get a land, we can win. I just need literally, I'll take a forest. I don't have one in my deck, but if I draw it, I'll be happy. And of course, I'm blocking if my opponent attacks her. Okay. No attacks. Okay, okay. Still in it. I'm still in it. Just need a land. Just need a land. That's all I need. And then it's a solid 2 for 1. And then, we essentially stabilize. And if we can get an island, it's even better. No, come on, deck. Come on. I'm not losing this final match over freaking land draw. Come on. Give me even a Skittering Surveyor. Give me anything. It's just like so brutally frustrating to lose like this. And I think we are going to lose now. If we don't draw land, we're dead. If my opponent has anything right now, and if we don't draw land, we're just dead. That's how Magic works. Come on. It's like, it's like rooting for your World Cup team to win when you're down 2-1. Oh God. Oh God. Why do you do this to me? So let's, yeah. All right, well, that was fun. Yeah, well, whatever. It was a good game. I was so close. I needed to draw 1 land, and then everything would have been so different. I'd be at essentially 7 instead of 2. So yeah, very disappointed. Super disappointed. That was the last one in Dominaria. But sometimes that's just the way things go, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just kind of suck it up and go for the wait for the next one. Hope you enjoyed it.